When my best friend of 20 years chose $3 million over our friendship and tried to push me out of the company we built together, he made one critical mistake. He never read the fine print of our original partnership agreement. 72 hours later. My name is David Chen. I'm 42 years old. I met Marcus Rodriguez while we were studying computer engineering at Stanford. He was charismatic and social. I was quieter and analytical. We were a perfect balance. When he talked, I listened. When he dreamed, I figured out how to make those dreams reality. I lost my father when I was 16. Heart attack. From that day on, my father's brother, corporate lawyer Uncle William Chen, became my guardian angel. "David," he'd say, "trust is good, but control is better." My friendship with Marcus deepened in college. We'd work on projects together until late hours, eating pizza and drinking energy drinks until morning. Marcus's family practically adopted me. His mother would invite us for dinner every weekend. After graduating in 2006, we both worked at different tech companies but constantly met on weekends, dreaming about starting our own company. I was at Intel, Marcus was at Oracle. The tech world was different then. iPhone had just come out, cloud computing was new, but we foresaw that cybersecurity would be huge. In 2010, Marcus quit his job. He was genuinely talented at sales but felt like he was wasting his potential. I worked on projects with him evenings and weekends. Our first clients were local small businesses. Marcus would convince them and I'd make their systems secure. In 2012, we started providing cybersecurity consulting to small companies. We'd work weekends in Marcus's garage. Sarah, whom I met during that time, didn't take these garage projects seriously. But Marcus and I had a dream. We wanted every small company to have access to enterprise-level security systems. In 2013, we got our first big project. A local accounting firm had suffered a serious cyber attack. We needed to recover customer data and make the system secure again. I worked 16 hours a day for 3 weeks. In the end, I didn't just recover the data, I built a system 10 times more secure than before. That project earned us $50,000, our first serious money. In 2015, we finally established Tech Vault. During the company formation process, Uncle William prepared our 47-page partnership agreement. What he said still rings in my ears. "David, business partnerships are like marriage. They start with love and trust, but you need to be prepared for the possibility that things could go wrong. I'm adding some protective clauses to this contract. Most will never matter, but they're insurance policies for worst-case scenarios." We both signed the partnership agreement without carefully reading every clause. We completely trusted each other. That trust would eventually save my life's work. The beginning was tough. We couldn't pay ourselves for the first 6 months. We lived off credit cards. Marcus's mother would bring us homemade tacos so we could save on food costs. Those early days felt like we were brothers fighting a war together against the world. At the end of 2016, we faced our first major crisis. We made a serious mistake on an important client project. A security breach occurred in the customer's data. Marcus panicked, but I worked day and night to solve the problem. The customer was so satisfied they extended our contract for 3 years. In 2017, we made our first big deal, a $500,000 contract with a hospital chain. That night, Marcus and I went out to celebrate. He was shouting in the middle of the street that we were now a real company. In 2018, the company started growing rapidly. New customers came every month. The team was expanding. We were in perfect harmony. Marcus's energy was incredible. He'd arrive at 7 a.m. and work until 10 p.m. By 2019, when cyber attacks made headlines, all companies decided to upgrade their security systems. Our phones started ringing off the hook. We experienced a demand explosion overnight. We took big investment, expanded the team, moved to a bigger office. When COVID hit in 2020, while other companies struggled, we exploded. Everyone had started working remotely. Cybersecurity became even more important. We increased our revenue by 400%. Our employee count went from 35 to 85. By 2021, TechVault had become a $50 million company with 85 employees. Marcus was CEO, I was CTO. We were equal partners, 50% and 50%. We both bought nice houses and cars. Marcus married Maria, I married Sarah. Marcus was my best man at my wedding. But with success, Marcus started changing. He wanted more luxury things, expensive watches, designer clothes, luxury cars. The first time I noticed his ambition becoming concerning was during a company retreat. When talking about competitors, he spoke about how we needed to crush them. At the beginning of 2022, I noticed distinct changes in Marcus's behavior. We used to make all important decisions together. Now he wasn't including me in some meetings. One day I saw a luxury car catalog on Marcus's desk. Ferrari, Lamborghini, Maserati. Marcus started attending more networking events at expensive restaurants and private clubs. Once I heard his assistant address him as Mr. Rodriguez. Everyone used to just call him Marcus. The transformation was subtle but unmistakable. My best friend was becoming someone I didn't recognize. By the end of 2022, small but noticeable changes occurred. Marcus asked me fewer questions in meetings. He'd close the door before important conversations. When notifications came on his phone, he'd immediately flip the screen over. In January 2023, Marcus told me about a big opportunity but didn't give details. One day I saw Marcus in his office late at night talking to someone on the phone. When he saw me, he immediately hung up and said it was a customer call. In February 2023, a big investment fund approached us. Meridian Capital wanted to invest $100 million in our company. We went to the first meeting together. CEO Jonathan Hartwell greeted us, typical Wall Street type. But I noticed something strange. Hartwell constantly looked at Marcus, making eye contact with him. He wasn't including me in questions. After the meeting, I asked Marcus if he'd spoken with these guys before. He said no, but very quickly. Marcus always spoke fast when lying, a habit I'd known since college. That night, I decided to do systematic research. I'm the admin of our company's email system. When I looked at Marcus's email history, I was shocked. He'd been corresponding with Meridian Capital for 3 months. Just him. He'd never included me. When I dug deeper, I realized Meridian Capital didn't just want to invest. They wanted to buy the company, and Marcus was secretly making a deal with them. The terms were incredible. Marcus would keep his CEO position plus get a $3 million personal bonus. I would remain as CTO, but my shares would be bought at a very low value. The next day, Marcus came to me with a thick folder. When he opened it, I couldn't breathe. It reduced my 50% share to 15%, increased Marcus's share to 35%. They were buying my shares well below market value. Marcus, with this deal, I'm left with almost nothing, I said calmly. He shrugged. That's business, David. You understand the technical side, but you don't understand big business. This opportunity can't be missed. That's when I understood. My 20-year friend was trying to push me out. I said I needed to think about it. That night, I reread the 47-page partnership agreement. I found it on page 23. If any partner attempts to remove the other partner from the company with malicious intent or makes agreements against the company without the partner's knowledge, all company rights automatically transfer to the victimized partner. Uncle William's words echoed in my ears. Insurance policies for worst-case scenarios. I called my lawyer, James Caldwell. He said as long as we had the emails and agreement text, we could prove Marcus violated the partnership agreement. Legally, 100% of the company would transfer to me. The next day, I spoke with Marcus again, this time with a secret recording app on my phone. When I said the deal wasn't fair, his face hardened. David, we've been friends for 20 years, but sometimes a person needs to think about their own interests. This deal is happening with you or without you. Are you planning to push me out of the company? You just can't see the big picture. I'm the CEO. I make the big decisions. I'd recorded everything. Marcus had confessed with his own mouth. Tuesday morning, my lawyer came to the office with a notary. When Marcus arrived at 9:30, he suspected nothing. At 10 a.m., we called him to the conference room. Marcus, I need to serve you with something important, I said. My lawyer placed documents on the table. Mr. Rodriguez, you violated Clause 14 of the partnership agreement. All company rights are transferring to Mr. Chen. I'll never forget Marcus's face. First shock, then anger, then panic. What does this mean, David? He shouted. You should have read the partnership agreement, Marcus, when you signed it 8 years ago. Marcus jumped up, shouting that I was his 20-year friend, that I couldn't behave this way. You behaved this way, I said calmly. I'm just making you face the consequences. That afternoon, I announced to employees that Marcus had left and I was now sole CEO. That evening, my phone rang constantly, Marcus calling and texting. I didn't respond. The next day, Marcus came to the office, but security stopped him. I'd gotten a restraining order. The third day, his lawyer came. Marcus was going to object. Jonathan Hartwell from Meridian Capital also called, wanting to discuss their agreement with Marcus. That deal is canceled, I told him. Marcus is no longer a partner. Any agreement he made with you is invalid. The fourth day, Marcus was waiting at my home, crying. 20 years of friendship, he shouted. You sold that friendship for $3 million, I said. He admitted his mistake, but it was too late. As he left, he shouted, This isn't over, David. He was wrong. It was over. The court process lasted 6 weeks. Our evidence was overwhelming. Email records, phone conversations, secret deals. When the judge announced his decision, Marcus put his head in his hands. All company rights transferred to me. Marcus was left with nothing, but the story doesn't end here. 3 months later, I got a call from FBI agent Sarah Martinez. Meridian Capital was running a fake investment scheme defrauding many startups. It wasn't a real investment fund. It was organized crime targeting successful companies. Marcus had unknowingly become part of a fraud network. The $3 million bonus they promised would never be paid. While Marcus was trying to scam me, he was actually being scammed himself. Hartwell got 15 years in prison. The irony was perfect. Marcus lost everything while trying to steal everything from me. During the court process, I encountered Marcus. He'd changed a lot. His hair had grayed. The old sparkle in his eyes was gone. During a recess, he came to me. David, he said quietly, I wish I'd continued trusting you. I didn't answer. It was too late. The FBI agent told me, if Marcus's plan had succeeded, within 6 months, TechVault's technology would be stolen, assets transferred, and the company would collapse. Uncle's protective clause had saved not just me, but the company and all our employees. Today, TechVault is a $150 million company with 200 employees. Sarah and I have a beautiful life together. Last month, our first child was born. We named him William after my uncle. A year ago, I got a final message from Marcus. He was working at a small IT firm in Phoenix. David, he wrote, I think about the mistake I made every day. You were right, I was blind. What do I need to do for you to forgive me? I read the message, then deleted it. Some bridges can never be rebuilt once they're destroyed. Sometimes I think about Marcus. Do I miss our 20-year friendship? Yes, I do, but that old Marcus is gone. Marcus's mistake was thinking our 20-year friendship would blind me, but I've always lived with my eyes open. That's why I won.